Pastor Chuck Blair of New Church Live. Great to have you here as part of our morning group. And today, what I want to talk about is, and we haven't done these live in a little bit, so it's great to kind of be back in the fold. Today, what I want to talk about is the idea of what God sees. And it's interesting with the Bible and how the Bible works and how the Bible functions that we never step in the same river twice. In other words, we can be very familiar with a certain story, we can understand a certain story, but that doesn't the story reads the same every time. It doesn't. We get something different out of it every time we go back to it. And this morning I was listening to a podcast and she was talking. This was a they were interviewing a mom who had a profoundly handicapped little daughter, and she was talking about Genesis and Genesis is the beginning of the creation of Genesis, the story of creation in Genesis. It ends with each one of these different 7 days and God saying things were good, saying things were very good. And it's interesting because she pointed out a point of language that I had not noticed before. And what that point of language said was it was what God saw. It was what God saw. God saw that it was good. God saw that it was very good. And old translations may have had the word beheld there. And I hadn't ever picked up on that. And it's this full view of so much of life is what is it that God actually sees? And we are made in God's image and likeness. And so how do we try to, as best we can, in this very humble, human, imperfect, broken way, because we certainly are not God by any stretch, but how do we make it, and how do we just start to see a little bit differently? How do we just start to see the world as good and very good? Because that matters a lot. It was interesting. One of the studies that she cited that I hadn't heard, but makes a lot of sense, is she said when you come from a deficit viewpoint, you come from that life is not good. You're not seeing things in a good way. You come from that particular perspective. When you come from that, your goals are going to be very low. Going to be very low. When you come over from a perspective that life is good, very good, you're going to set goals that are much higher. So it's interesting to think, oh yeah, this really impacts the kind of goal setting that we do in our life, that we do in our world. That's incredibly important, and that feeds into this whole idea of goodwill, whole concept of goodwill. It's a pretty simple takeaway, but it's pretty profound. Can we see life as good? See life as very good. It doesn't, as I've said many, many, many times, and it's such an important part of biblical and Jewish theology, is that it's not the word there, it's not the word perfect. So we're not to see the world perfect. We're to see the world as very perfect. We're to see the world as good. We're to see the world as very good. What does that mean? What in implication? That means that we're to see other people that way. That means we're to see ourselves that way. It means we're to see all kinds of things. It's the very essence and core of goodwill. So that's the thought for today, friends. I hope that makes a lot of sense to you and yours, and I hope it gives you some good energy to go into the. So with that, dear friends, what we're going to do is now we're going to shift gears. And as we shift gears today, what we're going to do is we're going to do a little prayer, a little meditation, a little blessing. And then today, I actually will be able, I am back live today, which is so nice. I will actually be able to chat with you folks live today. So if you want to leave a comment on our Facebook pages, you're more than welcome to do that, and I will respond in due course. So with that, dear friends, let's get a little breath and listen to the bell. Line for sure. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am. Be still and know that I. Be still and know. Be still and be still. Be. Our Father, who art in the heavens, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, as in heaven, so upon the earth. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we also forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May the Lord lift up his countenance upon you, bring you peace, and bring you home. Amen. All right, dear friends, let's give a little cheery hello onto Facebook, and I hope our stream worked. It's looking a little gloppy to me from this end of things, but hopefully it all did. All right, yeah, number here. All right, Marcus, good morning to you, buddy. Uh, Linda, good morning to you, my friend. Really, good morning. Thank you for such a positive message. And it is funny, like you and I professionally have been around the Bible a lot. And isn't it kind of funny when it's like, oh, huh, didn't see that there. Who knew? Very, very refreshing part of the biblical narrative. That is for sure. All right, take a look. Okay, no comments over there. So, friends, great to have you joining us this morning. Again, folks leave comments all throughout the week, all throughout the day. That is wonderful. Great to always hear from you. And just, God bless. Have a wonderful day, and we will see you again tomorrow. Take care.